Hey everyone, this is Kristen with Epic Childhood and the Ultimate Light Table Guide. And today I'm going to show you what's on our bird book shelf and also what materials we use for a bird unit study. So first off, I'll start with the Sibley backyard birding flashcards. And I have those right here. And here's the box. It's actually a really nice sturdy box. And the bottom of it is too, and there's also I'll take these cards out real quick. It's a nice pull tab to get them out of the box, and it's just ribbon with, I don't know what they put over this, but it's very well made. So basically you get 100 cards. They have nice little illustrations of the birds in the front of them. And then on the back of each card, it'll tell you what bird it is, about their habitat, and description of the bird. So I like these, but what I don't like about them is I really wish they would have just kind of put on the front what bird it is. Down here it says across the continent, and this whole set over here actually says that. And then we have these blue cards here and the gray as well. So we've got Western North America, and then this just says Eastern North America, and then the rest is across the continent. So it's set up into 3 sections. Oops, that one goes with that. So anyway, they're really nice, but they don't have a ton of information. They talk about the bird's voice, the habitat, the description, the name of the bird, and have a little bit of a kind of drawing on the front to tell you a little bit about them, like the type of crest, the neck. They're saying that this is a juvenile and that this one is an adult. So they are very nice to go along with a unit study, and I think they're a really good reference. I think they could have been done maybe a little differently, but all in all they are really nice, and I am glad to have them. The next thing we have is field Fandex guides, or Fandex field guides actually is what they're called. So these are really neat, and they have a variety of these. You can find them on Amazon or probably most places that sell books, but basically they have these cutouts and they're all put together like kind of on a big plastic brad. Whoops. Okay, so you see it's like a kind of a lifelike photo of the bird, and then each one of them has information about it on the front, and then let me just pull that one up there, and then more information on the back. So it's a small amount of information, but it's good information, so it's a really good quick guide. These could be great for if you're going out birding with the kids as part of your homeschool unit study, or I don't know how many birds you get at your bird feeders, or if you have bird feeders. We have a window bird feeder actually. There aren't any at it right now, but if any come to it in the next few minutes, I'll try to pan over there if I'm not in the middle of talking about a book. But anyway, I love these Fandex field guides because they have good information and they're quick and easy to look at, and they have so many different subjects with Fandex field guides. Can't say enough good stuff about those. We have quite a few of them, and I think I have one on the way in the mail right now actually, on a different subject. Okay, so I'm going to, you know what, I'll just pan over and show you. So this is what goes on our bird bookshelf. This all fit here, and well, it starts right here. Under this is something else. It's actually one of our Montessori math things. Okay, so let me just go into these books and show you what we had on our shelves. So the first thing is the Smithsonian Handbook, Birds of Florida. And we live in Central Florida, so this is perfect for us for either a bird unit study, and also this goes along with our Florida unit study. Smithsonian handbooks are really nice, and they have lots and lots of birds in here. Actually, I didn't even realize this many birds were in Florida. Oops, let me see. Here's a fun one. All right, so we got the flamingo. So anyway, it tells you all kinds of birds that hang out in Florida. I think it's really nicely put together. Okay, and then the next thing I have is, this is the Feathered Friends, a 1983 Childcraft Annual. Most of our books are secondhand. I've gotten them from garage sales, Goodwill, you know, other various thrift stores, as well as on eBay and Amazon. Some we have new from Amazon, but not too many. And I get a lot of our books from the local library bookstores. There are a few of them that just have lots and lots of, you know, great books for a great price. And sometimes they give them away for free. So this book, Feathered Friends, I don't know which one it came from, but it came from one of those. And basically it's a series of little stories about birds. So this is a really great addition to any unit study about, you know, birds in general, or if you're, I don't know if that's considered like maybe a little poem. Oh, 1 second. Oh yeah, okay. So there actually are a few little poems in here too. So if you were doing a poetry study or working on poetry, you know, there are a few references in here to a sparrow. That's one of them. So this is just a, you know, it's kind of dated, but there are nice little bird-related stories in here. And we've got the Usborne Internet-Linked Birds. This is a pretty cool book. Really nice pictures. And this one has different things in here. Prehistoric birds, dancing displays, bizarre beak, just lots of little stuff. Flightless birds. Now, I haven't really done anything with the internet link portion. There are a couple of Usborne books we have that have QR codes, and I really do like them because I think it's a lot more convenient. Generally, when we're doing a unit study or I'm reading, you know, aloud to the kids, I don't have a computer in front of me, and it's really not hugely convenient to, you know, type out something in a phone. So we tend not to use these internet links, but I have noticed in the past that they kind of seem to lead to sometimes YouTube videos, and I usually set up a playlist of YouTube videos on each particular subject that we're doing a unit study on. And you can check those out on my YouTube channel as well. They are made public, so you can access them yourself. So anyway, nice little sections about birds, legs and feet, and flying style. This is a really good bird book. Wow. It's a really good bird book. So there, you know, it's a very thin little book, but there is a lot of good information about birds in here. So I have an Eyewitness Junior Amazing Birds. Just a few things in here. What is a bird? Yeah. I've got birds. A first look at animals. So there's not a ton of information about in there, but like I said, we've gotten a lot of our books secondhand and for free, and there was a school closing down probably a year and a half ago, and I've probably got over 1,000 free books from there and other school materials, which was really great. Okay, so this one is State Birds. Hawaiian goose. Okay, so it goes through the different section of the United States. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, so yeah, it goes through in the contents, and you got yellowhammer, willow ptarmigan, yeah, willow ptarmigan. So, state birds. We have an egg is quiet, and we keep all of the books that are meant for younger children because they often do have really valuable information in them, as well as they make, you know, great reference for doing drawings and other, you know, art projects. You have all kinds of reference on here and what different eggs look like. And I'll tell you what, there are not too many books out there that show different bird eggs all together and their shapes and sizes and colors. So this is a very, very good reference. So even if you have older children, you might want to see if you can at least get this one from the library. An egg is quiet. All right, and we've got the DK Guide to Birds. Love that illustration on the front, or not illustration, but photograph. You can see this is a discarded library book. Birds of prey. Ooh, that's gruesome. Scavengers. Oh my, that's even more gruesome. Partners and parasites. Anyway, lots and lots and lots of good bird information there. We've got How Do Birds Find Their Way, and this is meant for a younger child, but it's a nice little story. Got Lizards for Lunch, a Roadrunner's Tale. So this is also a book meant for younger children, but it's a nice little story, and the illustrations are really nice for doing art and drawings. We also really like to use Art for Kids Hub. It's a really great YouTube channel, and every school day my children do a drawing from Art for Kids Hub. That's a part of their daily curriculum. Peregrine Falcons. So this book is just particularly on peregrine falcons, and there's not a ton of information in there, but you know, it's light reading for when you need light reading. We've just got something that came from Chick-fil-A Kids, Parrots. I think I paid like 10 cents for this or something at a library bookstore. So just a little bit of whatever in there. What's Inside? This is an egg related book, and it does not deal with just eggs. This is extremely dated. You can see the pages are very, very old looking. So this is to do with eggs, but it's not just eggs that have birds. Some of them are other animals and snakes and such. This one is, this is maybe an ostrich or something. Okay, anyway, nice little book that we picked up for very, very inexpensive, just something that we have in our collection. This one is all about owls. And this one is a really nice book. Really, really nice illustrations. And this is really good right here for, you know, doing art on owls. And I've got Urban Roosts, where birds nest in the city. Here. A little example of what's going on in this book. Oh, apparently I've got a loose page in there. There was another one that I think we got from ones we got for free from the school that was closing down. Birds do the strangest thing. This is also very dated, but it's just a nice little book for little stories. So these are just nice little short, somewhat short stories about birds. I like to have bird-related stories around for, you know, doing a bird unit study, just fill in and everything. And we've got a new true book, Night Birds. So it's just, you know, larger text meant for younger children, but still good information about birds that come out at night in different places. They even speak about kiwis in New Zealand. All right, and now this one is a very big book. It's got the National Geographic Complete Birds of North America, and I paid $1 for this at a library bookstore, and it has a lot of pages, lots and lots of pages. Actually, I think I'm gonna have to move my stack of books here because I can kind of no longer have room to go through the books that I'm going through. Okay, wow, that was just taking up all the room there. Okay, so Complete Birds of North America, and it's apparently the exclusive edition. This is a companion to the National Geographic Field Guide to the Birds of North America. And I don't have the National Geographic one, but I have Smithsonian Handbook Birds of Florida, and I've also got Peterson Field Guide Eastern Birds. So maybe I'll have to look into this book that they're speaking about on the front. So let me try to put this up here to show the book. It's really packed full of a lot of information, and you can kind of get a little bit lost in it, but it's really good for reference on particular birds, and pretty sure it has like a glossary in here somewhere. There we go. Yeah, so is that the glossary? It is not the glossary. Okay. Well, let me see there. Oh, okay, thank goodness. All right. So they have the contents of the book up here. I thought maybe they might have a, oh, you know what? I'm thinking of a different thing. Glossaries are usually in the back, and it's not what I was looking for. The contents of the book is what I meant to say. Okay, so we've got contents of this book, and you can go through and find what book you're looking for and get a little bit of information about them. And it is very helpful because there have been a few birds that we wanted to find information on, and this one actually had it. So the next thing we have is the Peterson Field Guide to Eastern Birds. And Peterson Field Guides are always good for any particular subject. That's good information. We've got marine birds. I debated whether I should put this over with our ocean study because it's marine birds, but I think I can use it for probably both. We've got the bird feeder book. So this is on how to feed, you know, wild birds, like what you should be putting out for them and everything. It's funny, I should point to this cowbird. We actually have a brown-headed cowbird that has been visiting our window every day for going on 3 weeks now. And the cowbird actually pecks at our window. And let me see if I hear a bird out there, but I don't think it's at the window right now. So we have one of the see-through bird houses there. Nothing has nested in it though, but we have only had it up there for a couple of months, so maybe by next year something will nest in there. And then we have this, and I know you can't see it perfectly well, but rather than having curtains on our front window, I wanted to have the window open up also for allergy reasons and art reasons because we've got lots of window art up here, which is really, really fun, and we enjoy looking at it. And, you know, handmade art for that matter. So I have this covering on the window, which looks really, really cool in the morning when the sun's shining earlier in the morning on this particular window, and lots of rainbows around the room from that. But this is our bird feeder, and it's kind of getting towards the later part of the day and or into the early part of the evening, so there isn't a bird in there right now, but generally we get about 100 visitors a day, which is really nice, and it's fun to try to identify them too. And you can't see them perfectly through here, but if you get really close we can see them pretty well, and we can also go outside and kind of peek around the corner and look with our binoculars, which we have as well. So all right, let me go back to here. So this bird feeder book just tells you more about like how to attract different types of birds to your feeders. So attracting, identifying, and understanding your feeder birds. So I thought this was a really cool one to have, and I picked that up for probably next to nothing at one of the sales or whatever. I also go to their once a month sales or once every other month sales at the library. Okay, so the next thing I have is these are just some like laminated cards that came from the school that closed down, and they just have bird illustrations. They're just cute, and I thought they could be, you know, fun to just hang up, or you know, maybe to be used for, oh, okay, there's information on the back too, used for, you know, inspiration for drawings or art, paintings. And then I've got the Audubon Books of America, and I believe that this is mostly coloring in here actually. Let me move these out of the way. Oh yeah, yep, it's all information about the bird. Oh no, it's slipping. I'm so sorry. I really wish I had a tripod, but I'm gonna have to get one at some point. Trumpeter swan, and then it has a drawing, and you can color it. It's got the white-breasted nuthatch and coloring for that. And we have not colored in here yet, but I think that there is something colored, yeah, from this was used, so it only has one thing colored in it though. I remember looking through it, and it has a ready to color pull-out poster in it as well, apparently. All right, now this is one of my favorites. This is our bird call book, and this is really cute. Okay, let me get it. And you know, this isn't, you know, really packed with information or anything like that. It's just something fun to have, and it's really neat. So it has these little pull tabs and like these little windows, and tells you to push the green button, and then there. Oh, okay, I think there's actually, there's a flap, and it actually just said that, and I didn't pay attention to it. Okay, so this is the American robin. Information about the American robin, which, you know, it's a nice little blurb of information, not too heavy. And, you know, sometimes the kids don't want to hear like 6 pages about the same bird, so this is really nice for that. And I think it's just cute that you can get to hear the sound. And then this one is the killdeer, and it wants you to push the yellow button. Oh, and then this. And this was actually from the used bookstore as well, and I think I paid $1 for that. I won't go through the whole thing, but I'll at least let you hear the sounds. Okay, I have to look. I think that's an owl. Yep, barred owl. Okay, so maybe I'll just go through it. It's not really that long. Eastern Towie. Here's the blue one. Northern Cardinal. And we got yellow, black-capped chickadee. And I've seen that they have a lot of these bird sound books on Amazon. I was tempted to get another one that had a lot more in it because I think it would be really cool. I love hearing bird sounds. Red-winged blackbird, and we have a lot of fun with these books. Northern Bobwhite. And that was it. That's it for that book. Bird calls. Play the sounds, pull the tabs. So obviously meant for a younger child, but really fun and good information. I mean, the thing of it is you have to understand about books is this is meant for a younger child, but this information, it's not really going to captivate a younger child. It's really good to hold on to those younger kid books because they really do come into handy when the kids are older because they do have valid information in them. So don't, get rid of those, hold on to them. So then we've got the Eyewitness Bird, and I hear a lot of controversy about the Eyewitness books. Not really necessarily controversy, but mixed reviews, I guess is a better thing to say. Some people say that they're like the best of the best in books, and some people say that they're just not that great and not well laid out. But this is the Eyewitness Bird book, and I think there is pretty half decent information. A lot of people don't like how, it goes for a little blurb here and a little blurb here and a little blurb here and a little blurb here. Sometimes it can be hard to follow that and see where they want you to read next, and that can be difficult if you go and read the wrong section and they meant for you to go the other direction and read that. Okay, so this is the Eyewitness Bird book, and this is the last book from the shelf. Last but not least, the Encyclopedia of North American Birds. Now, I do not have, birds for all around the world, but that will be something that maybe I look into getting later. But, it's most important for us to be learning about the North American birds because we live in North America, aka we live in Florida. This book, I don't honestly think this book was ever cracked. I paid $1 for this at a library bookstore, and I think this was something that somebody received and they never even opened it because it literally looks brand new. And I've gotten so many books like this. I've even actually picked up a few books from Goodwill that you could tell that they weren't even opened. Alright, it's a really, really nice book. It's a big, thick book, in fact. Lots and lots of information in here. Wow, I got stuck on my clipboard there. Okay, so Encyclopedia of North American Birds. Alright, so I have a couple of other materials, and that will conclude our bird bookshelf and bird unit study and stuff. So we've got Professor Noggin's number 4 card game, Birds of North America. We have the original version of this too, but I have been working with the Outset Media Company for quite some time now, and I help to promote their old and new card games, mostly the new card games at this point, but because they're not going to be selling the older version, they're redoing them. In fact, I actually have a series of videos on my channel that you can see about that. So basically you've got your instruction card, and then they have a series of trivia questions. Just grab a little stack of these and move them over. And I actually go through this whole entire pack on one of my videos, so I'm not going to go through that now, but I will link the video below. So if you want to know everything that's in this pack, I have it in a video. And then the very last thing that I have to show you is, actually, that's not true, there's two more things. Bird bingo. Now these are really cool. Get it open here. Oh boy. Okay, so they're not the easiest. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this with one hand. Anyway, so we've got your instruction guide, and then it comes with this cute little knapsack, little drawstring bag. Let me actually put this down so I can try and show this a little better. So you've got your, whoops, your bird bingo cards. You got a stack of those, and they're really pretty photos of the birds on there. And then there's a big, like a fold out, it's like a board game board, and that's basically your bingo calling board. And then there are the cards. So basically you would pick up one of these cards out of the drawstring bag, which normally I have them in there, but right now I just have the these are the little, whoops, these are the bingo chips that you give out. They're just little flimsy red paper circles, and you can use something else for this, like anything you have for bingo markers, whatever you want. Just not something that marks, you don't want to mark that up. I mean, unless you were to maybe somehow laminate these. I don't think they're too thick to laminate. They're very sturdy, but they're not so thick that they wouldn't go through a laminator. So if you did laminate them, you could, you know, potentially use dry erase markers, but there are a card for each bird that they have in the whole, whoops, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was so far away there. There we go. You know what? I'm just gonna hold this now. Okay, so I just have them all here in the box. But there's a card for each bird that is available in the whole set, and I've got bingo cards. And then this game board is what the bingo caller uses with those cards that have all the different birds on them. So it's a really, really cool set. And they have different other ones too. We have ocean bingo as well. And I know they have dog and bug, and I'm really not sure what else, not bug, but insect. All right, so now I actually really do have one last thing to show you, and that is something I got from a library bookstore. Shocking. So this is the Great North American Bird Watching Trivia Game. This is actually made by Outset Media, but they discontinued this a few years ago, and it's in perfect condition and has all the pieces, and I got it for $3 at the library bookstore. It's really cool. The box is really well intact. There are no tears or rips or anything, and that nice sturdy box. So then I've got the bird watching life list, and it's another one of those like sturdy fold out board game types instructions. All the little pieces for the game. The life list. Oh, interesting. So this says you spend 2 weeks birding in South America, adding 65 birds to your life list. Move forward 4 spaces. That's really cool. Okay, so then here is the trivia game, and you can see this is just, let me get this over here. All right, so 3 sections of cards. Beginning, intermediate, and expert. Let me get one of these cards out. Oh, okay, so this is like a whole different section of, got blue questions and green questions, and there's another section that had blue questions as well, so maybe they just all have blue on one side and green on the other. And apparently they might. Yes, they do. Okay. Okay, so we actually have not played this yet, but we are going to play this very soon. And it's one of the things we're going to do for our word unit study that's coming up very soon, actually. So this was just a really, really fun find at the library bookstore. And I mean, it literally is in just perfect condition. So couldn't ask for anything better as far as, you know, getting something used. All right, well, thank you so much, and I'm sorry that, you know, I've moved the camera around a lot, and hopefully I, you know, didn't make this video too terrible, but I do not have a tripod. I think that's something I'll probably need to work on in the future, but I don't know if anybody even watches my channel anyhow, so for those of you who are watching, I'm so glad to have you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.